Have you ever wondered how far you'd go to help others? Would you face embarrassment or ridicule? What about riding through town, completely naked? This isn't a hypothetical question. It's a real story from nearly 1,000 years ago. A tale of bravery, sacrifice, and unexpected consequences. Welcome to the legend of Lady Godiva. Let's travel back in time to 11th century England. The place Coventry, a town shrouded in mist and mystery. The star of our story, Lady Godiva, wife of Lord Leofric. Godiva wasn't just any noblewoman. She was known for her kindness and compassion, but her husband, not so much. Lord Leofric was a harsh ruler. He imposed heavy taxes on the people of Coventry. Families struggled to put food on the table. Children went to bed hungry. The town was suffering. Lady Godiva couldn't bear to see her people in such pain. She pleaded with her husband time and time again. "Please, lift these taxes," she'd say. "Show mercy to our people." But Lord Leofric wouldn't budge. He enjoyed his wealth and power too much. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Still, Lady Godiva persisted. Finally, Lord Leofric had enough of her requests. In a moment of frustration, he made a bold statement. "Fine," he said, "I'll lift the taxes on one condition." Lady Godiva leaned in, hopeful. "Ride through the town naked at noon," he declared. "Do that, and I'll remove the taxes." Lord Leofric thought he'd won. Surely, his modest wife would never agree to such a thing. But Lady Godiva surprised him. She said yes. Now, Lady Godiva was brave, but she wasn't reckless. She came up with a plan. She sent a message to every household in Coventry on the day of my ride. "Close your shutters. Turn away from the streets. Let no eyes fall upon me." The people of Coventry loved Lady Godiva. They agreed to honor her request. The day arrived. As the church bell struck noon, Lady Godiva emerged. She wore nothing but her long, flowing hair. With dignity, she mounted her horse. The streets were silent. Not a soul in sight. Curtains drawn tight, doors firmly shut. Lady Godiva rode through the marketplace, past the baker's shop, around the town square, her heart pounding, but her resolve unwavering. The people of Coventry kept their word. They turned away, respecting her sacrifice. Well, almost everyone. And there was one man who couldn't resist, a tailor, whose name is lost to history. But we know him by another name, Peeping Tom. Despite the warnings, despite the pleas, Tom made a small hole in his shutters. As Lady Godiva passed by, he peeked, and according to legend, he paid a heavy price. The moment he looked, he was struck blind. Lady Godiva completed her ride. She returned home, silent and dignified. Lord Leofric was shocked. He never believed she'd go through with it. But a deal was a deal. True to his word, he lifted the taxes. The people of Coventry rejoiced, their burdens eased, thanks to Lady Godiva's bravery. Now, you might be wondering, is this story true? Well, we know Lady Godiva was a real person. She lived in Coventry in the 11th century. But the naked ride, that's where things get fuzzy. The earliest written account of the ride comes from nearly 200 years after it supposedly happened. Historians debate whether it really occurred. But perhaps the historical accuracy isn't the point. The legend of Lady Godiva has endured for centuries. It's been retold in art, literature, and even music. Why? Because it speaks to something in us. It's a story of courage in the face of impossible odds, of standing up for what's right, no matter the cost, of one person making a difference for many. Lady Godiva's ride, whether fact or fiction, reminds us of the power of compassion. It shows us that even in the darkest times, one person can light the way for others. So the next time you're faced with a difficult choice, remember Lady Godiva, remember the silent streets of Coventry, and ask yourself, how far would you go to help others? Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a like. Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the past. You never know what lessons it might hold for the present.